Long ago, there was a king who ruled a prosperous kingdom. He was wise, fair, and deeply loved by his people. Yet despite all his success, there was one thing that constantly troubled him. The king had lost the sight in one eye during his childhood. One of his eyes remained permanently closed. Whenever people looked at him, they noticed his damaged eye before anything else. Children were frightened by his appearance. Some people mocked him behind his back. Others felt sorry for him. Very few people saw the good man behind that flaw. Over time, the king became self-conscious. He began to believe that no matter how much good he did, people would always remember his weakness. One evening, while standing on the palace balcony, he watched the people below. He noticed children pointing and whispering. That night he couldn't sleep. For hours he stared at the ceiling, thinking. Then an idea came to his mind. If I cannot change my face, perhaps I can change the way people see me. The next morning, a royal announcement spread throughout the kingdom. Any artist who painted the most beautiful portrait of the king would receive 1,000 gold coins. But there was also a condition. If the portrait was unsatisfactory, the artist would be punished. The kingdom buzzed with excitement. The reward was enormous, but so was the risk. The challenge seemed impossible. The king insisted that the portrait must be realistic. His closed eye had to be visible. Yet if the eye was painted open, the king's condition would be violated. Days passed, then weeks. No artist came forward. Everyone was afraid. The problem seemed impossible to solve. Then, one day, a young painter entered the royal court. Unlike the others, he looked calm and confident. He bowed before the king and said, "Your Majesty, I will paint your portrait." The entire court was shocked. The ministers warned him. The guards advised him to reconsider. But the young artist simply smiled. "Every problem has a solution," he said. "You only need the right perspective." The king accepted his offer. For many days, the artist stayed in the palace. He carefully observed the king. He studied not only his appearance, but also his personality, his courage, his discipline, his strength. The artist wasn't painting a face. He was trying to understand a human being. Finally, the portrait was completed. The entire royal court gathered to see it. The king himself was nervous. As the curtain was removed, silence filled the room. The painting was extraordinary. The king was shown riding a horse, holding a bow, aiming at a distant target, and just like any skilled archer, he had one eye closed while aiming. Suddenly, the closed eye no longer looked like a weakness. It looked natural. It looked powerful. The king appeared brave, strong, heroic. For the first time in years, someone had transformed his flaw into a strength. Tears filled the king's eyes. He embraced the artist and rewarded him with the promised gold. But the real lesson of this story is not about a painting. It is about perspective. Because every one of us has a closed eye in life. Some people lack money. Some lack confidence. Some lack opportunities. Some struggle with health. Others struggle with time, and often we spend our lives focusing on what is missing. But successful people see things differently. They do not ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Instead, they ask, "How can I use this situation to my advantage?" That simple shift changes everything. Many people believe that once they get a job, life will become easy. Then they think marriage will solve their problems. Then they believe wealth will eliminate all worries. But life never works that way. Problems never disappear. They simply change their shape. A student has problems. An employee has problems. A business owner has problems. A rich person has problems. A poor person has problems. The size may change, the nature may change, but challenges remain. Because challenges are a part of life itself. Think about a heart monitor in a hospital. As long as the line moves up and down, life exists. When the line becomes completely flat, life is over. Problems work the same way. As long as challenges exist, growth is possible. As long as struggles exist, learning is possible. As long as obstacles exist, there is another level waiting to be reached. So the next time life places a problem in front of you, don't panic. Pause. Look at it differently. Ask yourself, am I seeing a problem or am I looking for a solution? Because sometimes the very thing you consider your greatest weakness today may become your greatest strength tomorrow. And remember, problems will stay until your last breath. The goal is not to eliminate them. The goal is to become strong enough to face them.